people? It's been a while. I'm late, double late because I had to do some retakes. Now, this is a post-recording video that I am viewing because I had to scrap this, mostly because the subject I'm about to go into is very, very touchy. And I think I scrapped at least 2 or 3 recordings because it is quite a touchy subject. And at the same time, sometimes I do go off on random tangents. Now, as the title says, I want to talk about this whole video game sexism in the video gaming industry. Alright, I'll be quite blunt. And because I am now viewing a video of that previous recording without the sound, I got my own time limit. So that'll help me keep honest. Okay, so as you can see, I'm using the footage of Dragon's Crown because during its review there has been particular talk about depictions of female in this game being somewhat sexist, mostly aiming at the sorceress's big breast, this shopkeeper's big breast and scampy outfit, the Amazon's enormous thighs, and very quite unique stance, and some of the female NPC in this game. So I'll be blunt and I'll get to the point. From my point of view, this was just picketing little things. How can I say that? Basically, it felt like another case of targeting. Now, I won't say that these depiction of characters are not exaggerated, but that's the fucking point. Haven't you seen Gandalf here? This guy could barely hold himself. Huge fucking hat, old school. You should have seen the other barbarian that looked like Conan but on twice the steroids. I mean, look at the dwarf. He's a midget with a full-size beard who can just toss you around. I mean, exaggeration is everywhere. Look at this guy. My mage character looks like fucking Sephiroth here. This guy, look, he's a bloody paladin. His head is so small. Okay, so like I said, exaggeration is the main topic of this game, and instead of actually getting into the gameplay, enjoying this beat 'em up with leveling up, with multiple quests, with loot and all that, many reviewers just stood and looked at that one aspect of the game, just trying to nitpick it to death. Oh, you're saving helpless villagers and you have to defend them. What's wrong with defending villagers? I mean, would you rather them be dead? Okay, so just because they are a helpless villager girl, that makes it amazingly wrong? I mean, when I was playing Metal Slug and saving those old Vietnam veterans, I wasn't feeling much offended. I mean, you can see the picketing. I can see where certain aspects are offending, but these are humps. These are just going over this hurdle to just enjoy your game. And frankly, I'm kind of wondering if those people, just looking at the game from a bad eye, actually tried the game, actually gave it a chance, or actually got into the gameplay. Are they even fan of beat 'em ups? Are they even fan of fantasy and adventure? I mean, I'm kind of wondering if these kind of people would look back at old Arnold movies like Conan and would just go, well, Red Sonja just looks like a slut. I will not accept that. I mean, come on, people. If you want to get if you want to get into the sexism argument, you need to turn away from Dragon's Crown, and you need to get into the big topics. You need to get into that little bullshit that happened with BioShock Infinity's cover. Yeah, where some marketing douchebag just went, well, we surely can't put Elizabeth on the front. Everybody wanna see a manly booker. That's gonna sell our game straight up. Not the gameplay, not Elizabeth being on the cover. Oh, that will turn people away. They'll think it's a Disney movie. Nah, we gotta put this manly booker. Oh yeah, go look back at that shit. That's why there's a double cover. You can flip the cover if you want. Oh, you want to go into some more sexism in the video gaming industry? Okay, go check out that article about Remember Me nearly not being published because the main character is a female protagonist. And some marketing douchebag just went, well then, marketing says there cannot be any female protagonist. She's not Lara Croft, so she will never, ever get her own game. I mean, seriously, there are far bigger, much meatier, and blunt topic than this game's art style, which does not please you. I mean, if you have a problem with art style and it's gonna make you evade a specific game, or it's gonna make you just skip over potentially good gameplay and good story, well, that's your fucking problem. You technically are bluntly being ignorant. Straight up. Personally, I hate games that are set with realistic tones, but I will give them a chance. And that's what happened when it came to Call of Duty Modern Warfare Black Ops 2. I will defend Black Ops 2 single player because I skipped over the realism hurdle. I actually played the game, and then I found, oh, they gave me options. Okay, now I see it's not just some manly realistic shooter shit. But, of course, some people don't seem to have that threshold and will just easily, oh, this game, its art style just looks completely childish. Even though I couldn't even do that kind of shit in my bedroom, and my 12-year-old son can't even draw like that, but it is clearly appealing to the little kids. Way to go. In a game where you gotta kill succubus and decapitate dragons. Oh, that's clearly here to... Oh yeah, that's another good one. Some people are saying this is targeting at our kids. It is going to mess them over. Excuse me while I pull out the card that has to be brought out every time. It's that same card that's been brought out during the whole Grand Theft Auto argument, during the whole Call of Duty ruining our kids argument, is where the fuck is your parenting skills? Seriously, if you can't sit down with your kid and tell them what you are doing in this game is quite violent, should not be done in real life, and certain things are not realistic, should not be tried realistically, then I'm sorry, but your parenting skills are below subpar. I don't want to call you a shitty parent out front, but if you are not sitting next to your kid, you know, just interacting with them, telling them, oh, if you're even buying Call of Duty for your 8-year-old child, you have a fucking problem. I'm sorry, okay, that's it, the gloves are off, the mic is dropped. If your kid is 6-year-old up to 10, has a Call of Duty or a Grand Theft Auto, and you haven't been monitoring that child, then there's a big issue. Why are you blaming the fucking video game for your child's education? I mean, I really don't want to go there, but the gloves have to come off at one point. It's like I saw this kid going up to a microplay about to buy GTA 5, and I fucking told the kid, yo, there are certain things that you will see in this game that you are not ready to see. And I strongly advise you to play this game with your parents. And no joke, that torture sequence in Grand Theft Auto 5, ooh, painful. But personally, I can take it, because I am older, and I can, you know, I've seen certain movies, I know the difference between reality and fiction, and I'm not gonna pull out that same kind of action unless I get a mental instability. But a kid? I wouldn't leave my kid to play Grand Theft Auto. I wouldn't even leave him to play Saints Row 2. Okay, Saints Row 3. Because Saints Row 2 was quite dark. Maybe Saints Row 3, maybe. I don't know about Saints Row 4, but we'll have to see about that. But still, your parenting's shitty! Now, back with the whole sexism argument. Don't target Dragon's Crown with this. If you don't like a certain art style, then just don't be an ignorant. try the game out. You have a friend, ask him to play some co-op. You can play some couch co-op, 4 players. Bring that shit in. But you always want to see or experiment instead of just having the blind hate vibe. And especially with a topic like this, where there are bigger, much more problematic incidents. Another big example was, I'm sorry my friend, but Mr. Itagaki. You're a cool guy. You are a punk rocker Japanese with a lot of attitude, but you do act like a scumbag. And one of the biggest example was new girl in the office was recently hired. He asked if he could date her. She said no because, you know, she has other things to do. And he just fired her. And then they went into a lawsuit. That is scummish. Those are big issues. And I'm pretty sure there are more. Hey, whoever's got any of those big issue or big articles about sexism in game industry, just post them in the comments because, you know, Google Plus allows it and I can't even comment back. Fuck you, Google Plus. But still, there are bigger issues. And it's really too bad that all these issues are being skipped over while, oh wow, Dragon's Crown's art style. Oh wow, this is a huge topic, right? Come on, people. I thought there were. I thought people would at least try to be a bit more knowledgeable on this, but apparently, reporters or journalists are off their mark when it comes to gaming news. And if I see any more of those minor little issues, I might as well set up a list. Set up a list of all the big video game industry sexism related incident and just shove it in the article and say, yo, like and subscribe, drop the mic. Because frankly, I'm still quite salty about that. Now, what to do to help things out? And I'm quite sure I spoke about that before. Basically, to solve or remedy this situation, being more aware, starting discussions, and also this kind of ties in with the TV, the Women versus Trope videos. I've watched the series up to episode 2 or 3 or something like that, and I have ups and downs. Of course, I don't think she is the spawn of Satan or the crusader against video game. No, it's an interesting discussion. But one thing I do not like is nitpicking targeting. Nittle targeting. Like, oh, you are saving women in this game, but you can choose to save women or male, but it still doesn't help. I find that to be really nitty-gritty targeting to a certain degree. And I don't know. I like what she's doing. She's starting a discussion. You know, I forgot her name. I'm bad with names, remember? She is starting a discussion, which is good. This is what we want to have, a discussion to be started. But the targeting those small little nit aspect, and then just saying, okay, well, this is clearly sexist. No, you gotta target the big stuff, you know? You gotta go for the big shit, not just saying, oh, Princess Peach is getting captured all the time. That is sexist. Not only that, but the fact that Mario loves her and goes through all of this for her, oh, let's ignore that. See, that's what I call targeting, without seeing the other side of the medal. But then again, it's all opinion. Yet, if you guys want, you know, if people want different styles of writing, and they don't want all this macho bullshit continuing, meaning Call of Duty type of scenarios, then you need different writers. Different writers with varied background, varied experience, varied inspiration. Not just your, you know, your typical modern shooter writer or a big action Michael Bay writer. Let me change the playlist because right now I'm kind of... Can I change it? There we go. I placed this on shuffle too. There we go. Like I told you guys, pre-recorded videos. I still have like 15 minutes, but I'm not gonna go further. Yet, yeah, we just need to have a varied staff of writer, having more, giving more opportunities for people or to people, you know. And this is what's happening with indie games. Indie games have a different sets of writers, people with different kind of experience that are not always interested in making the next AAA blockbuster Michael Bay shooter, explosion fest, modern warfare stuff, you know? And until that gets towards the AAA industry, then we may still have the sexism and tropes issue. I mean, frankly, I did like how they made. I kind of like how they made the female character in Wreck-It Ralph. That's when it comes to writing. You know, I did like the sergeant's personality and her backstory, but there could be more. There could be more of this type of writing. There could be more type of writing like Remember Me or the new Tomb Raider. Apparently, that has a great storyline, you know, and things do change up. Laura Croft is inexperienced and she has to survive, and apparently, it's a terrific story. So, you know, you want to try and get these kind of writers to write your stories, and there you will have different or differences, you know? That has to be one of the main options or solutions I can give you guys. But aside from that, just discussing, just talking about it, getting more discussion about, and then seeing both sides of the metal, not just pinpointing all the time, but then understanding and then experimenting. But if people are just going to keep wasting their time and saying, oh, I'm going to point out this one game as a really sexist example, even though it's only art style, or just, I don't know, it's quite frustrating just to see people remaining stuck on a barrier instead of taking care of the bigger issues, you know? And frankly, as you can see, this is just a beat 'em up game right now. I'm doing a solo mission for a specific quest, but alright, well, where's the immaturity now? Kicking some asses here. And if I had, you know, if it wasn't a solo mission, I'd have my friends join in. I don't see any more sexism in this game unless I specifically target it. Like right now, if I press pause and then I zoom in on the fairy, I can just go, well, this fairy needs more clothing. I don't know, that's an example of targeting. Who cares about the fucking fairy? I mean, you saved her, and then she helps you. She finds secrets for you. She shows you directions. I mean, hell, okay, you want to get back on the sorceress's issue. Okay, well, she's kicking asses. She is literally kicking asses. You go with the Amazon, and she kicks even more asses. Oh, she's not in distress. What's up now? What now? Huh? Oh, what kind of soundtrack is this? Battle Arena to Shinden. Yep, I know my game's a bit too much. Toshinden Tree to be precise. Anyhow, that's my 2 cents on this topic. I can't really go even further because I wish I had more example of big issues, not just small little nitpicking. Let's go with the big meaty issue here if we want to get into that topic. And I kind of wish I'd have more suggestions or things to look at when it comes to that. So far, a big discussion is tropes versus women. There might be more around the net, and maybe we'd have to scour around YouTube and have some kind of a video web ring for such a discussion, because obviously it's an interesting issue and it's worth talking about. You can't just ignore such things, right? Well, you can, but then you'd be a douchebag. Quite a douchebag. So, I'm done here. I will see you guys next time. Remember, I am still on break for one more week. I hope, or maybe the end of this month. It is a big break, and maybe I should go into the current stuff or what's going on right now, but that is another vlog. So, there was a short pause because now I have to get into a bigger topic. Or smaller topic. Actually, smaller topic, but a bit closer to me. Next video. I am out of here. You guys have a fine evening, and yeah, let's start discussing this, you know? There's been a discussion on my Dragon's Crown video before, but let's have some more. Just talk about it. Later, people.